How does a country smaller than New Jersey, with just over 9 million people, produce more tech startups per capita than any other place on Earth? Why is Israel behind some of the world's most sophisticated military innovations, cybersecurity solutions, and AI breakthroughs? From military drones to autonomous driving software, from Iron Dome missile defense to groundbreaking medical tech, Israel isn't just surviving in a hostile region. It's thriving, inventing, and exporting technology that powers both Silicon Valley and global defense systems. Welcome to Global Tensions, and today, we dive into why Israel is so advanced in technology, how it earned the nickname Startup Nation, and what other countries are trying to copy from its unique formula. Israel's tech roots are not born out of luxury, they're born from necessity. Since its founding in 1948, Israel has faced constant threats, military, political, and economic. Surrounded by nations often hostile to its existence, the country had no choice but to innovate in order to survive. In the early decades, embargoes meant Israel couldn't easily import weapons or technology, so they built their own. From rifles to radar, necessity sparked a culture of DIY innovation. It wasn't just encouraged, it was mandatory. This forced creativity became part of the national identity. The military, especially elite units like Unit 8200, became a breeding ground for engineers and future entrepreneurs. Unlike many countries where top talent gets absorbed by big corporations, Israel's best minds often end up in the military early, working on cutting-edge tech under pressure. That experience translates into serious innovation once they leave. Think about this. Iron Dome, Israel's world-famous missile defense system, was developed not over decades but in just a few years during a time of real threat. It wasn't just about building technology, it was about building it now or else. This culture of pressure-driven innovation continues today, and the mindset of solve it or die has become a strange but powerful advantage. Israel's military is more than a defense force, it's a tech accelerator. While some countries struggle to bridge the gap between national service and the tech world, Israel has weaponized its defense needs into civilian tech gold. Unit 8200, the IDF's elite cyber intelligence group, is basically Israel's version of the NSA, but with a startup twist. Veterans of Unit 8200 have gone on to create companies like Checkpoint, Waze, Wix, and Mobileye, a company behind the autonomous driving technology used by Intel. But here's the real secret. The Israeli army treats 19-year-olds like engineers, not grunts. Soldiers get real-world responsibilities, access to classified tech, and freedom to innovate inside their missions. The army acts as a high-stakes university for hacking, cybersecurity, encryption, AI, and signal processing. The result? By the time these kids are 23, they've had more practical tech experience than most 30-year-olds in the West. This military-to-startup pipeline fuels a constant stream of innovation, where defense and civilian tech feed each other. Surveillance tech used to track threats becomes health tech that tracks cancer cells. Autonomous drones evolve into delivery and agriculture tech. It's not just dual use, it's double benefit. Israel's tech magic isn't just in code, it's in culture. There's a Hebrew word that defines this: Chutzpah, a kind of boldness, gutsiness, and willingness to challenge authority and take risks. In Israeli culture, questioning everything isn't rude, it's expected. The education system, military, and work culture encourage open debate and creative disagreement. This means ideas are tested, torn apart, and refined constantly, and that leads to stronger innovations. Failure isn't taboo either. In the Israeli startup world, failing at your first business is almost a badge of honor. Investors know that failure means experience, not weakness. That's why Israeli entrepreneurs are willing to swing for the fences. They know they won't be punished for striking out. Compare that to places where hierarchy and perfectionism dominate. In those environments, people are afraid to fail, or worse, afraid to speak up. In Israel, the opposite is true. This cultural DNA makes Israeli tech companies extremely agile. They're built for speed, resilience, and iteration. That's why Israeli companies often don't wait to perfect a product before launching. They release, test in real-world conditions, and improve fast, a model Silicon Valley now imitates. Behind Israel's technological dominance lies an intelligence unit that operates mostly in the shadows, yet its influence echoes in nearly every major Israeli tech breakthrough. We're talking about Unit 8200, or in Hebrew, Yehida Shmoneh Matayim, literally, Unit 8200. Unit 8200 is Israel's elite signals intelligence and cyber operations division, part of the IDF's intelligence corps. It's responsible for everything from SIGINT, signal intelligence, code decryption, and surveillance to counterintelligence, cyber warfare, and real-time military intelligence. Think of it as a blend between the NSA, GCHQ, and a tech startup incubator. all rolled into one top-secret force. But what makes Unit 8200 truly unique is how it's become an unofficial launchpad for Israel's tech elite. Veterans of the unit routinely go on to found major cybersecurity firms, AI companies, and unicorn startups. From Checkpoint to Waze, Argus Cybersecurity to NSO Group, many of Israel's most powerful tech firms have deep roots in 8200. So how does it work? Unit 8200 is subordinate to Amman, Israel's military intelligence directorate. While the Mossad handles international espionage and the Shin Bet focuses on internal security, 8200 handles the digital battlefield. The unit collects data from mobile phones, satellites, internet traffic, encrypted communications, any signal that can be intercepted, analyzed, and weaponized. According to military reports and rare interviews with former operatives, 8200 uses advanced AI, machine learning, and big data analytics to predict threats, disrupt enemy systems, and even manipulate information in real time. In many cases, these are teenagers and young adults, trained from scratch and entrusted with operations of national importance. Unit 8200 is also known by another name, the Israeli Sigint National Unit ISNU, and is often referred to in defense publications as the Central Collection Unit of the IDF Intelligence Corps. Despite being secretive, its impact is anything but hidden. The unit recruits directly from high schools using elite tech talent scouting programs. The moment these kids enlist, they're immersed in a world of classified tools, live intelligence missions, and algorithmic warfare. By the time they're 22, they've already led teams, broken encryption systems, and developed software frameworks that rival anything in Silicon Valley. But the story doesn't end when they leave the military. After service, 8200 alumni take that experience to the private sector, often launching startups, raising venture capital, and exporting cybersecurity or AI solutions to the world. That revolving door between 8200 and Israel's startup ecosystem is one of the most effective innovation engines anywhere on Earth. Critics might raise eyebrows at this militarized route to innovation, but there's no denying the results. The world's leading banks, governments, and tech firms rely on Israeli software to protect their digital infrastructure, much of it built by people trained in a top-secret military unit before they could legally rent a car. In short, Unit 8200 isn't just a cyber force, it's the foundation of Israel's modern tech economy. A quiet army of coders, hackers, and data warriors whose tools may never be seen, but whose fingerprints are all over the future. Another piece of the puzzle? Strong, smart government policies and world-class universities. Since its early years, the Israeli government has supported R&D aggressively. It created incubators, gave tax incentives for startups, and even funded VC firms when no one else would. Programs like the Chief Scientist's Office, now the Israel Innovation Authority, have given Israeli entrepreneurs a financial safety net to experiment, something many Western countries still struggle to provide. On the education front, Israel punches way above its weight. Institutions like the Technion and Hebrew University are on par with MIT or Stanford in terms of tech output. They train not just students, but researchers, who are then encouraged to commercialize their ideas. Israel also benefits from massive global brain circulation. Many Israelis study abroad, especially in the US, then return home bringing networks, ideas, and funding. And thanks to the country's close ties with the US, Europe, and Asia, Israeli startups have easy access to foreign markets and capital. Let's not forget, Israel has more NASDAQ-listed companies than any country outside the US and China. That's no accident. It's built into the national system. When we think of Israeli innovation, we often think of microchips, AI, or missile defense. But few realize that one of Israel's most consistent and historic economic powerhouses doesn't come from code or silicon. It comes from carbon, pressurized carbon in the form of diamonds. Yes, diamonds are one of Israel's most valuable and influential exports, and they play a crucial role in the country's high-tech rise. In 2023, Israel exported an astonishing $9.13 billion worth of diamonds, making it the fourth largest diamond exporter in the world, out of 135 countries. Even more surprising? Diamonds were the second most exported product in Israel, out of more than 1,100 export categories. And keep this in mind, Israel has 0 diamond mines, not a single one. So how did a nation with no natural diamond reserves become a global diamond giant? It's all about value addition, precision craftsmanship, and smart logistics. Israel has specialized in cutting, polishing, and trading diamonds, transforming raw gems into polished brilliance for the global market. At its peak, Israeli artisans processed around 12% of all the world's polished diamonds. These diamonds, sourced from rough stones imported from Africa, Canada, Russia, and other regions, are cut and finished by highly skilled workers and then exported primarily to the US, Hong Kong, India, Switzerland, and recently, the UAE. The beating heart of this industry? The Ramat Gan Diamond Exchange, located just east of Tel Aviv. It's one of the largest and most secure diamond trading hubs in the world, with over 3,100 members conducting billions in trade annually. The exchange is more than a marketplace. It's a high-security micro-city with banks, labs, customs officials, and even bomb-proof vaults. Deals worth millions are sometimes made with just a handshake and a magnifying loupe. This infrastructure, built over decades, is a symbol of Israel's deeper strength, its ability to take raw materials from elsewhere and enhance their value through technology, skill, and trust-based systems. That same principle drives its success in other sectors, from cybersecurity to agriculture. But the diamond industry is not without its challenges. In 2024, exports took a significant hit. Polished diamond exports dropped by nearly 36%, while rough diamond exports fell by 24%. Analysts cited global demand slowdowns, competition from lab-grown diamonds, and geopolitical tensions, particularly the war in Gaza, as key reasons. Still, even with volatility, diamonds remain a pillar of Israel's economic ecosystem. They contribute not just to trade revenue, but also to foreign relations and diplomatic leverage. For example, Israel and India's diamond trade alone is valued at over $1.5 billion annually, nearly half of their total trade volume. So while Israel's tech future may lie in AI and quantum computing, its economic resilience is still deeply tied to this ancient, glittering commodity, one that connects Tel Aviv's innovation corridors with the jewelry counters of New York, Antwerp, and Dubai. So where is Israeli tech headed now? One word: everywhere. Israel is a world leader in cybersecurity, with hundreds of companies protecting banks, governments, and even other tech giants. It's also at the cutting edge of artificial intelligence, using AI for agriculture, medicine, logistics, and defense. In agritech, Israeli companies have created smart irrigation systems that save water and boost yield, a necessity in a dry region. In medtech, they're building cancer detection algorithms, surgical robots, and even biotech solutions for brain diseases. And don't forget mobility. Israel's Mobileye helped launch the self-driving revolution and was acquired by Intel for $15 billion. That's not a fluke. It's the result of decades of building, failing, testing, and adapting. As the world now races into a new era of war, climate change, and AI disruption, Israel isn't just reacting, it's leading. And it's doing so with the same mindset it started with: innovate or perish. So, why is Israel so advanced in technology? Because it had to be, because it wanted to be, and because it built a system where innovation isn't a bonus, it's a basic instinct. From the battlefield to the boardroom, from the lab to the launchpad, Israel turned survival into a strategy, risk into a routine, and failure into fuel. And if the 21st century belongs to those who innovate fastest, then this tiny strip of desert might just be one of the biggest tech powers of our time. This was Global Tensions. Stay informed, stay critical, stay human.